What is the rudest thing you have experienced while eating dinner? I was 16 at a fancy restaurant celebrating my girlfriend Emma's birthday with her family. I'd been dating Emma for 8 months, and this was my first time meeting her parents. She kept telling me how excited they were to finally meet me. I spent my entire Target paycheck on a new shirt and tie. When we pulled up, I realized this place had valet parking, marble floors, and cloth napkins. The kind of place where appetizers cost more than my usual dinner budget for a week. Emma's dad wore a Rolex, and her mom had a designer purse I'd seen in Nordstrom windows. They ordered everything in French while I squinted at the menu trying to find something under $20. Everything was at least $30, and most entrees were $50 or more. Emma's dad ordered a bottle of wine that cost $120 without even blinking. That was more than I made in a week. Emma whispered, "Just order whatever you want, don't worry about it." But her parents were watching me scan the prices. Her dad said, "Take your time, son. It's important to make informed financial decisions." When the waiter came, her dad gestured to me and said, "Just water for him, he's still developing his palate." Everyone laughed, except me. I ordered the cheapest pasta dish for $28. Emma got the lobster special that cost $65. Her little sister got a steak that was $48. I watched the waiter write it all down. Her dad jumped in with stories about Emma's private tutoring. "We spend more on her SAT prep than most people make in months, but Emma's future is worth any investment." He kept emphasizing the word investment. The conversation shifted to Emma's upcoming college plans. "We're looking at schools where tuition is $60,000 a year," her mom said casually. "Of course, we'll pay it all up front." No point in Emma worrying about money during her studies. Emma excused herself to the bathroom, and her parents immediately leaned forward. Her dad said, "Look, you seem nice, but Emma needs someone who can keep up with her lifestyle." Her mom added, "We want what's best for her future." When Emma returned, they switched back to fake smiles like nothing happened. The waiter brought our entrees, and Emma's dad sent his steak back twice. Once because it wasn't cooked exactly right, then again because the sauce was pedestrian. I ate my pasta quietly. Emma's mom kept making subtle digs wrapped in compliments. "It's so refreshing to meet someone so grounded in reality," she said when I mentioned working at Target. "Emma could learn something about the value of hard work from someone like you." Her dad started asking me direct questions about my car, where I lived, what my parents did for work. When I mentioned we lived in an apartment, he nodded and said, "Renting makes sense when you're still figuring things out." By dessert, every topic circled back to money, status, or things I couldn't afford. They weren't just rich, they were making sure I knew exactly how poor I was in comparison. Emma sat there completely oblivious to how humiliating this was for me. Then the bill came. Emma's dad slid it toward me with his smirk and said, "I assume you'll want to handle this like a gentleman?" The total was $340. I had exactly $47 in my wallet from my part-time job at Target. My face went red as I fumbled for my debit card, praying it wouldn't get declined. It got declined twice. Emma's dad sighed loudly and said, "Don't worry, son. I'll cover it this time, but maybe next time pick somewhere more appropriate to your means." The whole restaurant was staring. Emma just looked at her phone the entire time. I worked double shifts for 2 weeks to pay him back every penny. When I handed him the cash, he counted it slowly and said, "Good. Now you understand the value of money." Emma broke up with me 3 days later. Said her parents thought we were incompatible financially. She married a trust fund kid last year. I'm a software engineer making 6 figures.